Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Thanks for coming and checking out today's video. Wilds of Eldraine deck techs are coming, I promise. I did one last week, you can go and check it out if you want to. That was just me thinking off the top of my head. But I've been to the pre-release now as you're watching this, and Wilds of Eldraine releases here on MTGO tomorrow, Tuesday, from when this goes up for my time, maybe Tuesday, wherever you are in the world, depending on the vagarities of the times. But I decided for the early videos this week, we're going to just look at two of the cards I had a lot of fun with doing Commander Masters drafts with over the last few weeks, and my Pauper deck that I promise I'll always do each week, so that'll be coming out later in the week. And then hopefully end of the week, Thursday and Friday, we'll get some Wilds of Eldraine stuff up and running so people can have a look at that and start thinking about it. But today's deck, this is probably one of the most fun Legends that I've played with. I'd forgotten it existed. And for some reason in Commander Masters, for me, it always seemed to dominate the games, either I was facing it or I had it in my play myself. And it is, of course, Kazuul, Tyrant of the Cliffs. 3 and double red for a 5/4 legendary creature ogre warrior. As you can see, just to circle around with my mouse a little bit, I'm using the uncommon version from Commander Master, so this could potentially be a Pauper deck in the future, but I'm not doing it today. This is full-on rares and everything, mythics, you name it, they're here. But the ability for the 5/4 is whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, if you're the defending player, create a 3/3 ogre token, unless that creature's controller pays 3. Yeah, okay, then so you're going to build up an army of ogres basically with this deck. And I mean, you will build up an army of ogres with this deck, and this is how we're going to do it. As usual for one of my decks, mana base. Yeah, red. Not going to lie about it, there's a lot of mountains in this deck and not a lot of anything else. I have included Valakut because I'm playing that many mono red deck, so you might as well have that in here. Temple of the False Gods here, Reliquary Tower, could probably be another mountain, but I've included just in case things get bounced. A little bit of card draw with Smouldering Crater and some of the other lands that cycle that are just mono red. Hideaway with Spine Rock Knoll is here for the first time in a long time. Riveteer's Outlook, along with the other lands from Streets of New Capenna, Cabaretti Courtyard and Maestro's Theatre to help us get the mountains into play when we need them. Mines of Moria from the wonderful Lord of the Rings sets appears as well, so we get some treasure if we need to. And although it says dragon, green dragon in, it's not, it's Homeward Path. It's just that the one from Lord of the Rings was a lot cheaper than the original Homeward Path, hence why this is here. And it's a useful one to have, especially in a mono red deck. As for the ramp, Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Jeweled Lotus, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Fire Diamond, Mind Stone, Ruby Medallion, Extra Planar Lens, and Heraldic Banner. They're all here today. We need a fair amount of ramp. We need to get Kazuul out as soon as possible and start making people attack us. And we have several ways of making people attack us and making everyone on the board, if we're a bit behind, attack everyone apart from us as well. Because, you know, you've got some stage you do have to goad people into doing things. Catch my drift? Okay. Right. Anyway, the cards themselves. Wheel of Fate. Nice way of getting our hand sorted out and redrawing. So we will probably empty our hand out. And there is at least one card we want to get in the graveyard on a regular basis, which is Anger. You want to give your creatures haste, but we do have backup. We have Mass Hysteria, so we can give all the creatures haste. Double-edged sword in the fact that it does give our opponent's creatures haste, but if we've got some of the creatures coming up in play and looked after, not so much of an issue. Vandal Blast is here just so we can destroy everyone else's artifacts if we need to. Bloodforged Battle Axe also makes an appearance. This is quite nice. I like this as a bit of equipment, I have to say. 1 to cast it, 2 to equip it, gives a creature +2/+0, and when it deals combat damage for a player, get another Bloodforged Battle Axe, and it just keeps snowballing up. It's really quite a nice way of pumping some of the creatures up we have in the deck, hence why it's here. 2 drops, Circle of Flame. Whenever a creature without flying attacks you or planeswalker you control, it deals 1 damage to that creature. Not going to do a lot probably, but it's worth including. Just gives, you know, does make people pause if they're attacking with small X1 creatures. There's a few of them around at the moment, so it's possible. It's mono red deck, Dockside's here, sorry. Yeah, drop it if you don't have one, if it's too expensive for you, but yeah, Dockside's in this one, sorry. Right. Goblin Diplomats. Each creature attacks this turn if able. It's the first one we've got that's going to make all of our opponent's creatures attack. Now, it only happens once, so it is worth chucking it onto someone who's got the most creatures on the board and make them attack with everything. Hopefully, you'll do it when they're tapped out and they have no mana, and they will send some of their creatures at you, because, you know, we want to be hitting our lovely ogres. So bear that in mind. Humble Defector's just here for some card draw. We can share it around the board, it's not an issue. Impact Tremors gives us some repeatable damage to all our opponents, which is really nice when you have 2 or 3 creatures attacking you with Kazuul down. You start shocking your opponents. Yeah, it's cool fun. Loyal Apprentice, if we've got this down with Kazuul, getting our 1/1 Thopter with flying is quite nice every turn. And we've included one of the background enchantments. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, gold target creature that player controls. So here comes the goading I was talking about earlier. Yes, we'd prefer our opponents to attack us with this deck, but if we can go down to making silly attacks against our opponents, all the better for us. Likewise, that's why Grenzo Havoc Razor is here. Razor is here. A little bit of combat damage to a player. Choose one, go target creature that player controls, or exile the top card of that player's library. Until the end of turn, you may cast that card, and you may spend mana as though it's mana of any colour. Yeah, okay then. Probably not going to do the second one that much, but goading their creatures when your creatures deal damage, yeah, that's probably a good plan. A couple of bits of equipment also in here: Lightning Greaves and Swift Foot Boots to protect Kazuul and anything else we need to have in play. Goblin War Drums gives us a way to make our creatures really hard to block. For 3 mana for an enchantment, gives everything menace. It's really cool. Yeah, Jessicai's Will. Sorry. Yep, gotta have this in here. We need the mana. That's fine. Commandu Battle Armor comes from... I'm trying to remember now. I've forgotten which set it comes from. I don't think it's Streets of New Capenna. Might be. I forgot. Anyway, Menace, equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Menace. And whenever the battle armor itself or the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, goad each creature that player controls. I like this one. Is it at home here? Yes. Does it make everything goaded? Yes. Yeah, okay then. We'll see how it goes. Makers of the Wheel. Another way of just making sure we can get our cards into play from our library. And Shared Animosity. Whenever a creature you control attacks, it gets +1/+0 until the end of turn for each other attacking creature that shares a creature type with it. We're going to have lots of ogres. So Shared Animosity is a bit of a no-brainer. The 37th land is Valakut Awakening. Either it comes into play as a Valakut Stoneforge, or we play the actual Awakening itself to draw some cards and put things on the bottom of our library. Witty Roastmaster does the same thing as Impact Tremors, it's just a little bit killable. Archetype of Aggression. Everything we get has trample. Everything our opponents have lose trample and can't gain it. Yeah, okay then, I'll go with that. Making our 3/3 potentially bigger 3/3s into trampling beasts isn't a bad thing. Sorry if I'm yawning. It's the tablets are having a bit of effect on me. Apologies. Crown of Gondor. Equipped creature you control gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under control, if there is no monarch, you become the monarch. So that's nice. 4 to equip, or 1 to equip with the monarch. So yep, like that. Heraldic Banner I just mentioned, we will choose red for this obviously because it's a mono-coloured deck, which pumps all our creatures up, so it makes the trample effect a little bit better from the archetype. Anger I've already mentioned is one of the discard targets, so hopefully we can get that at the graveyard shortly. Crimson Fleet Commodore, another card that I kind of maybe fell in love with again in Commander Masters drafting. Becoming the Monarch is very nice. It's a 5/2 trample at the end of the day, so I'm not going to complain. And it's an ogre, so, you know, benefits. Emberwild Captain. Enters the battlefield, we become the Monarch. Whenever an opponent attacks you while you're the Monarch, Emberwild Captain deals damage to that player equals the number of cards in their hand. Yeah, okay then. I'll cope with that. Frontier Warmonger. Whenever one or more creatures attack you, one of your opponents or a planeswalker they control, those creatures gain menace till the end of turn. So, you know, if you're forcing everyone to attack after being goaded, this is quite a nice way of ensuring that that damage will get through and annihilate someone. Trove of Temptation. Each opponent must attack you or a planeswalker you control with at least one creature each combat if able. So this makes sure you always get attacked by at least one thing if you haven't goaded everything that player controls. Also gives us a treasure at the end of our end step each turn. But it does mean that Kazuul, they have to keep 3 mana back to stop Kazuul, otherwise start building up ogres, so not going to complain. Wall's Toll. Whenever an opponent taps a land for mana, tap all lands that player controls. If a creature an opponent controls attacks, all creatures that opponent controls attack if able. Yeah, okay then. That's quite nasty. Atushi, the Blazing Skies here, just to get some more treasure. We're not going to exiling. Chain of Reaction controls the board. Defiler of Instinct just gives us a little bit way of getting some extra damage into any target that we need to. Disrupt Decorum, gold all creatures you don't control. Yeah, okay then, that's fun. Fiery Confluence, 2 damage to each opponent, 1 damage to each creature. You may choose the same mode more than once. The chances are it's going to be a 4 mana, destroy 3 target artifacts most of the time, but I can cope with that. Fumiki, the low blood. Creatures your opponents control attack each combat if able. I'm ignoring the besiege you. It's irrelevant. You just want to make things attack. This is another way of making things attack. Koth gives us a lovely way of getting some mountains out of our library into play, or into our hand, and then into play probably. And then if we can get the emblem on the go, we're even better. We're very happy. Ogre Battle Driver just makes all our creatures bigger when they come into play, and they get haste, which is nice. Relentless Assault gives us double attack phase when we think we can win. Have you seen what Helm of the Host does when it's attached to Kazuul? Yeah, it's that good. If you can get this on Kazuul along with something like Swiftfoot Boots, yeah, things get stupid quickly. Solemn Sim, ramp, card draw, you know the score. Frenzy, Saddle Brute, all the creatures you can attack your opponents and planeswalkers your opponents control as though those creatures had haste, so that's quite nice. Court of Ear, shock or lots of damage, depending if you're the monarch or not. Mana Geyser gives us a whole lot of mana if we need it late in the game. And Terror of the Peaks. Yeah, let's do the damage of all these creatures come into play. Wallstorm Surge gives us another way of doing some damage to creatures as they enter, to any target, when the creatures enter. Ancient Copper Dragon gives us some treasures, hopefully if it survives long enough. Geode Ranger, gold, each creature target player controls. Like goading creatures, it's fun. And Warmonger Hellkite, all creatures attack each combat if able. And we get to pump our creatures with this one, which is really nice, especially if we've managed to give them trample as well. Shivan Skyline Despot enters the battlefield, become the monarch, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if you're the monarch, get a 5/5 dragon. Yep, happy with that. All creatures have double strike and attack each combat if able with the Avatar of Slaughter. Double-edged sword, but hopefully it will be better for us. Blasphemous Act controls the board, and the last couple of cards down the end here are going to upset your opponents, because basically what we want to do is get Kazuul in play, and then either somehow get Myojin in play or cycle Decree of Annihilation, because that will destroy all the lands. Yep, and destroys everybody's lands, not just our opponents, ours as well. But it means that Kazuul will dominate the board, because they will not be able to pay 3 for a while, and they'll probably be upset with you and want to attack you. And yeah, they're just going to give you a whole load of 3/3s when you do it. I will play it like this on MTGO. I don't see any opportunity that I'm going to be able to cast Myojin of Infinite Rage, to be honest, because getting up to 10 mana is very hard in Commander. Likewise, cycling Decree of Annihilation at 7 mana will probably make me very unpopular. However, you can take them out in real life. You could play some targeted removal. You know, I've got no lightning bolt, I've got no shock in here, I've got no combustible gear hulk in here, burst lightning, so on and so forth. You could take these out. But I think if you really want to abuse the ability of Kazuul over here, you need some way to stop all the lands. Now, we have got artifacts that will help us do the whole mana thing, which is fine. It doesn't destroy artifacts, so you know, from that point of view, we might be ahead and be able to do it. But be warned, a lot of salt and a lot of grief will be coming your way in the chat, especially on MTGO, if you blow up everyone's lands. It's very rare you see any kind of Armageddon effects outside of CEDH, where everybody's prepared for them. So just be aware if you're playing this deck exactly as it stands with these two cards at the end. I'm giving you fair warning. But that's it. That is my whole take on Kazuul, Tyrant of the Cliffs. I'll be doing a draft on the stream this Thursday night because, you know, new set, start with the draft. I always do, it's traditional with the stream. So I'll be playing Kazuul as soon as I can in one of the normal streams later on. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't subbed, we're sitting at 229 as I record this. Please sub to my channel. Come and give me a follow over on Twitch. Thank you very much to Call Me Grandsire, who came and followed me on my last stream. Really appreciate it. That puts my followers on Twitch up to 189. I will be doing a shout out to all the followers and all the subscribers on YouTube at some stage in the future, so there'll be a little video. So if you're there, you'll see your name in lights, if that's the sort of thing that makes you happy, but it'll be happening. So thank you to everybody. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments. Take care. See you in the next video. Bye.